Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Corey, one half of His and Herbs, and we're just some small time, soon to be big time gardeners, growing food in the high desert of Southern California. So today, guys, what I wanted to do is make, I think this is going to be part 4. Yeah, somewhere around there, part 4 of growing melons in containers. So today I came out to get some work done. Just happened to swing by Melon Mountain, and I saw that we had a little visitor today. We had a new guest today, and I wanted to show you guys how we deal with those new guests. You ready? Let me show you who the new guest is first of all. All right, so if we take a look see here, we can see that, remember the sugar baby. Who put this in here? That ain't it. The label is gone. But either way, this is remember the sugar baby that was showing up to fight for her big sisters in the watermelon wars, where she has flowers, but not only does she have flowers, she actually has a fruit set. So I wanted to show you guys, if you're growing melons in containers, how to hand pollinate your melons so that you can make sure that you're getting what it is that you want, right? Because it's important, especially for like container gardeners that may be growing in the space. Maybe you're trying to grow indoors, maybe you're trying to grow it on your balcony, maybe you're trying to grow it someplace where you're not going to get a lot of pollinators. So that means that now you have to become that pollinator. Even up here on Melon Mountain, right now we have that issue of few pollinators because we just don't have a lot of flowers in the garden. Like we have some flowers on like that pomegranate tree right there. We got like a bunch of flowers over there. But, outside of that, they have not produced a lot of flowers yet. So we're not attracting the pollinators to this area. So that means today I'm going to be the pollinator so that I can err on the side of caution, because I don't want to leave it to chance. I want to be 100% certain that some kind of pollination happened over here. So I'm going to do it myself. So let me show you how we do this. What you guys are going to need is some kind of makeup brush or a small paint brush or a Q-tip, maybe even a toothbrush. I hope that's in focus. Something small like this that's going to allow you to get up into the flower and collect the pollen and move it from one flower to another. All right? But this is going to work. This will be sufficient. I I really like the paint brushes or the makeup brushes that have the smaller tips, the more angled tips. Just because they're smaller, you can get in there a little bit better. But these will work. All right, so you're gonna need one of these: paintbrush, makeup brush, Q-tip, maybe even a toothbrush. I haven't tried a toothbrush, so I don't know if it works, but it makes sense that it would, especially if it's a soft one. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna locate our male flowers. The male flowers, if you didn't know, are the ones without the fruit set. Can you see that? Hopefully, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So this, you see how this one has a fruit set on it that looks like a small melon, and this one does not. You guys got to forgive me because I'm trying to look in the phone and look in the phone to make sure that everything's on screen as I'm talking and all that good stuff. So, y'all bear with me, right? But fruit set, non-fruit set, female, male. All I'm gonna do is take my makeup brush and I'm gonna come here to the center portion of this male flower right there, and I'm gonna rub my brush up against that. And I'm gonna collect as much pollen off that flower as I can. Not a whole lot there. Not giving me a whole lot of pollen vibes over here. Let's see. How much can I get? Ooh, not a whole lot, y'all. Not a lot. Not a lot coming off of that one. So it's perfectly fine if you want to use 2 3 or 4 different flowers to collect the pollen, because maybe you don't get enough on the first one, then go ahead and collect it from another one. Oh man, y'all, it's not giving me a lot of pollen off of these flowers. All right, so it gave me a little trace amount. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I probably just knocked it off. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's giving me a little trace amount of pollen. I'm gonna do it again because I think I did knock it off. It sucks. So what I'm gonna do now, it looks like I have, like I said, this, maybe you guys can, let me see. Where are we? Yeah, right there. I don't know if you guys can see. All right, where are we? I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a little small amount of pollen there. I don't think it's gonna be enough to do what we wanna do, but we're gonna do it anyway, right? And all I'm gonna do is take that brush and I'm gonna go into the center of my female flower where the fruit set is at, and I'm gonna try to rub that pollen off onto that flower, okay? And it is not there, it's not on the brush anymore, so hopefully that is a good thing. I'm looking for any more flowers in here right now. So those are the only 2 flowers here, unfortunately, that I can collect pollen from, but I'm gonna do it again. So this is just one way of doing it. You can do it with the brush, like what we talked about before, a paintbrush, makeup brush, Q-tip, toothbrush, any kind of soft bristle item like that. That's one way of doing it, okay? Another way of doing it, back out a little bit. Another way of doing it is you can actually take, I'm gonna just take one of these flowers, is you can actually take the flower off of the vine like this, and now you can take the flower, you can remove the petals if you want. You can remove them, you can pull them back, you can do however you like. But the point is to expose, I forget what this thing is called, but to expose that portion, that portion of the flower, right, where all the pollen is at. And you can just rub it against your female flower. And that can transfer the pollen as well. Just keep in mind that if you remove your flower from your plant, you have nothing for the pollinators to come get. So not that that's, I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it. I'm just, bringing that up so that you can make an informed decision, right? If you remove all your flowers from your plant to try to pollinate your females, then once your pollinators do arrive, they're not going to have any male flowers to transfer pollen from. Okay, and that's it. That's basically how we're going to do this today. And then I'm going to take this flower and throw it right back in there so it can break down and do its thing in the planter. Now it's important that my goal was to stay out of Melon Mountain for a couple of days. My goal was to stay out of the garden for a couple of days because I was like, man, it's like watching paint dry. I get so excited I want to come out here and see something new every day, but it doesn't happen quite that way. But when you have melons that are fruiting and you don't have a lot of pollinators, you have to come out here every day because you have to do this. You have to check because those flowers don't stay open but for a certain amount of time. Sometimes it's just a day. They'll open in the morning and they'll close at night, and then that's it. So you've missed an opportunity to hand pollinate right there. So it's important that if you have melons that are fruiting and flowering, that you get out here and you check every day. If you don't have pollinators, if you have pollinators, you don't have anything to worry about. If you have, like, I'm doing it right now, because like I said, we don't have a lot of flowers up here, but I do have plans for this to change that today, this morning. But I'm just showing you guys this while, you know, while we can, okay? So like I said, if you don't have pollinators, you're gonna have to keep your eye out if you don't have pollinators on your plants to make sure that you are serving and acting as that pollinator. If you have pollinators, you're good. You have nothing to worry about. But that's it, y'all. That's it. Just part 4 of growing melons in containers. How to hand pollinate, how to hand pollinate your plants if you have to. So hopefully this helps someone out along the way, and we will see you guys in the next video.